be switching to YouTube shortly. So we will be back to our regular scheduled programming. This baseball game, if you're invested, you want to keep listening, you should keep listening. Tie ball game. We will be switching over to YouTube pretty momentarily. But for now, warming up in the bullpen, or excuse me, warming up from the bullpen, it is Carver Pleasant, the lefty sophomore from North Carolina. He'll have to contend with Carson. And Carson, the first baseman who led off today, and as I mentioned just a couple of moments ago, had a triple in the fifth and then scored. Will come up to bat with 2 outs and Schaefer at first. So it makes sense that Pleasant is in for the lefty-lefty matchup. But Carson is capable with the bat. He is very good at hitting against lefties. And for Carson, trying to give the Seawolves the lead, or at least put them in position to take the lead by moving it along. Once again, we are back to the top of the order for Stony Brook. And for the Seawolves, that means it's Carson, Zamperone, and Villani who are the ones that will come up against Pleasant. And for Pleasant, just quickly taking a look at his stats. He is a two-way player. He also plays first. He comes in to pitch, and in fact, his last 3 outings, he has not given up a run. He gave up 2 runs in his first, but besides that, he has been good. Comes up now, facing Carson with 2 outs. Runner on first. Big lead, in fact, at first for Schaefer. And on that note, there will be a pickoff attempt as Schaefer scampers back to the bag. Seawolves. Here is the pitch. That is strike 1. Carson now with the 0-1 count. We are live from Joe Nathan Field here in the top of the 8th. Stony Brook is up by 1 with a runner on third and 2 outs. Up at the plate is the shortstop, Kevin Jones, for UNC Wilmington. Stony Brook up 6-5, and this is a 3-2 count. John Rizzo is on the mound for Stony Brook. Jones trying to bring in the tying run. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 4. So Rizzo ends up losing Jones, and now he has to deal with Trevor Lucas, the third baseman, maybe the most dangerous hitter in this order. 0 for 2 today with 2 walks, but he's batting .313 with 6 home runs so far this season. Tying run is at third. Rizzo trying to keep the Seawolves in the lead after the Seawolves took the lead in the bottom of the 7th with the sac fly by Scott Gale, the catcher. 1-0 is the count. One-0 pitch from Rizzo. Inside, ball 2. Rizzo got 2 outs pretty easily in this inning, but since then it's been a struggle. That is in for a strike. Jones at first, Newton at third. Jones has speed. He's stolen 4 bags so far this season. 2-1 pitch. They go for a pickoff at third, and it's thrown away, and the tying run will score. Wow, and now going to third was Jones trying to take the extra base, and he gets thrown out at third, but the game is tied, and this is the 3rd run that has scored for UNC Wilmington that has come off of a failed pickoff. The 3rd error on a pickoff that has led to a run scoring, and we have a tie ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Today's starter, Michael Worley, twice tried to pick off a runner and threw it into the outfield, allowing a run to score. And now John Rizzo with 2 outs gives up the tying run, trying to pick off a runner at third. So for the Seawolves, all of a sudden they find themselves back in a tie game. It will be Aiden Coffey, James Schaefer, and Chris Carson in the bottom of the 8th. And for UNC Wilmington, Clay Masonis, the pitcher, has already pitched an inning so far. He will stay on the mound. Last inning, he didn't give up anything. After that, he came in and didn't give up an he came in and didn't give up an earned run. The earned run came to the pitcher before him. He was able to get 3 straight outs. Seawolves looking to avoid that happening in the bottom of the 8th, trying to take the lead right back. And so Coffey, who is leading it off, is 1 for 2 so far today. He drove in a run with a bunt single in the 6th inning. In fact, that bunt single in the 6th tied the game and actually resulted in 2 runs scoring off of an error. But he leads it off now. I assume he won't be bunting, but you never know. Bottom of the 8th, leading off. First pitch in for a strike. Oh and 1 is the count. Coffey's ready, the righty. Waits. Takes ball 1 low. One count. Nobody out, nobody on here in the 8th. 6-6. That's low, and it's 2-1. So Masonis, he did not give up a hit in his last inning of work. He did give up a walk. And if you're Coffee or Stony Brook, you'll take a leadoff walk. 2-1 pitch. A check swing foul off the bat of Coffee. 2-2. Coffee now trying to stay alive. Get on base as the leadoff batter here in the 8th. The 9-batter Schaefer is on deck, and then the lineup flips over. Here's the 2-2. Up and in, full count. And we've seen a lot of full counts today. UNC Wilmington pitching staff has not been in command of the strike zone. Here's the 3-2. Bottom of the 8th. Foul. Coffee able to stay alive. Fouls it back. Still 3-2. So Coffee, despite having just 11 hits so far this season, has 8 RBIs. Looking to get on base here at the very least. And he does. A leadoff walk. That pitch just above the strike zone. And so Coffee, who has 6 stolen bases so far this season, 7, he stole one today. He's been caught 3 times, so a 70% success rate. Seawolves have been very aggressive this entire game. In fact, as a team, they have 4 stolen bases, and they've been thrown out twice. And there is a bunt down the right side. No play at second. Throw to first is high, and it pulls the first baseman off the bag. Hughes trying to receive the throw from Masonis on the mound. Had to jump to catch it, and by the time his foot landed on the base, Coffee was already safe. So back-to-back base runners. And now the lineup flips over for Chris Carson. First and second, nobody out. 6-6 here in the 8th inning. Both runners taking their lead. We've seen the Seawolves do a double steal today. He bunts down the left side, but it rolls foul. Carson in the 5th inning led off that inning with a triple and then ended up scoring. And that was when the Seawolves were down 3. Now they're tied, and he is trying to give them the lead in the 8th inning. This is the first game of a 3-game set. Stony Brook versus UNC Wilmington. Trying to pick up their first series win of the season. Is trying to start it today, and that bunt is popped over the head of the third baseman, Lucas Fowl. Lucas saw the bunt coming. He charged it, but he charged in too far, and then the ball went over his head. So the count 0-2 on Carson. He was unable to lay down the bunt. Now he'll be swinging away, trying to give the Seawolves the lead. Count is 0-2. Here's the pitch. Looks back at the runners. Just inside. The count 1-2. One-two pitch. Chris Carson waiting. Swings away and fouls it out of play. Masonis is a redshirt freshman pitching in this high leverage situation. 1-2. Foul. Same spot. So Carson fighting, staying alive. Bottom of the 8th, 1-2 is the count. just trying to fight and hang on. Put in play. And again, foul. So Carson spoiling away these pitches, keeping himself alive. Count still 1-2, 3 straight foul balls down the left line for Carson. Masson is trying to put him away. Here's the 1-2. Lined into right field. That is going to hang up and be caught by Pinnell. So Carson put a good swing on it, but was unable to get that ball to drop. And it will be first and second with still 1 out. Nick Zamperone steps to the plate. And he's been the most effective Seawolf at the bat today. 2 hits. He also walked and stole a base in the first inning. And he scored the go-ahead run on the sac fly in the 7th. He started out that inning with the double. And he chops that to short. Could be 2. Out at second. Out at first. Hughes, the first baseman, able to scoop the throw from Evans to complete the double play. And we will head to the top of the 9th, tied 6-6. So the Seawolves unable to score. And now they will look to keep this game tied 6-6 as we head to the top of the 9th inning. And so John Rizzo, after giving up a run to tie the game on an error, will remain on the mound, looking for his second inning of work. Seawolves in a deadlock right now, 6-6 in the first game of this 3-game series. And now UNC Wilmington, after holding after holding Stony Brook to 0, now in a position to take the lead themselves, and it starts out with Lucas, their most dangerous bat. Lucas was at bat during that strange pickoff play at the end of the inning. So he is back at bat now. 0-1 is the count. Second pitch, foul back. So quick 2 strikes fired in by John Rizzo. We're going to have a quick inning right here, get the Seawolves back up to bat with a chance to walk it off. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just outside, ball 1. Rizzo calling time. So Rizzo, again, did not give up the earned run in the 8th, but it was his own error that allowed the run to score. Now, trying to put up a scoreless inning. 1-2 is the count against Lucas. Foul back. So Lucas, who was hitless so far, he has 30 hits this season and 6 home runs. So he's definitely a candidate to get on base a lot. Here's the pitch, outside, 2-2. Rizzo looking to finish him off in the top of the 9th. Popped up, out of play. Foul to the right. So as they've been doing all afternoon, the Seahawks, long, pesky at-bats, not striking out, trying to put the ball in play, and another foul ball. It's been a challenge for the Seawolves pitchers to put these Wilmington batters away. Rizzo trying to do just that. Still 2-2. Here's the pitch. Another foul off to the right. So Lucas, who's already walked twice, working the count. Two. Down low, full count. And now Wilmington trying to get a leadoff base runner. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. It is foul. Here comes the 11th pitch of the at-bat. 5 foul balls since it's gone to 2 strikes. From 0-2 to 3-2 to ball 4. So Lucas wins the battle, wins the marathon at bat, and now a leadoff base runner for UNCW to start out the 9th inning.
First baseman, number 11,
Mason Hughes now, who's 1 for 3, is next up to bat. The lefty coming into the game batting .408. Somehow that goes down with 1 for 3. That's how good he's been hitting to start the season. There's strike 1. Calling time as on first base, Lucas taking kind of a sizable lead. He's stolen 6 bases. He's been caught once. Both teams have been very aggressive on the base path today. And now showing bunt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he did offer at that, I believe. I don't know if it was a foul ball, but it is a strike. So 0-2 is the count. And now let's see if it's a little easier for Rizzo to finish this at bat now against Hughes. 0-2. Pick off to first, not in time. Hughes hit the pop-up in the first inning that was dropped by Villani and also singled in the third. He's already stolen a base, but he swings and misses. So a big strikeout there for Rizzo. So now 1 on, 1 out, and off the bench, it will be the left fielder, Will Terrell, the redshirt sophomore from Nashville. He'll come up with a chance to keep the line moving for UNCW. First pitch coming from Rizzo. Terrell takes strike 1. So Rizzo, both last inning and this inning, has been getting ahead of the batters he's facing, but has not been able to put them away nearly as easily. And that one just on the edge, ball 1. Pretty much the whole afternoon, the outside pitch, maybe on the corner, has not been called. It's been consistent for both sides. Here's the 1-1. Another pickoff attempt, but Lucas able to dive back safely. I mentioned Lucas and his 6 stolen bases on the year. He's also scored 22 runs. Here's the pitch to Terrell, just outside, 2-1. Another borderline pitch. Seawolves and Seahawks are tied 6-6 here in the top of the 9th. in this Friday afternoon contest. 2-1 is the count. Rizzo's pitch fouled back. So Rizzo in position for a double play. But he'll also take the strikeout. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Long hold. And now another pickoff attempt is blocked by Carson, so it doesn't go out of play. But really paying attention to Lucas at first. Lucas again taking a big lead. Rizzo comes home, and that pitch is lined into left field. That ball is going to be down. It's cut off before it can get to the wall. Throw to second, in there safely. So a double by Terrell, and Will Terrell standing at second, moving Lucas to third, and the go-ahead run 90 feet away with just one out, and Bechtel at the plate. Bechtel doubled in the third and scored, and he will be intentionally walked to set up the force out at every base and the double play.
Designated hitter number 2, Jackson Hood.
And Jackson Hood, with the bases loaded. Hood 0 for 2 today. First pitch, swung on and missed. A fly ball gives UNC Wilmington the lead. Rizzo looking for a ground ball or a strikeout. Here's the pitch, just outside, 1-1. Hood walked and scored in the second and has walked again in the 7th. So he's been on base twice. He also had an RBI ground out in the 3rd. But he takes one down the middle for strike 2. And so Rizzo again getting to 2 strikes. Can he finish him off? The 1-2 pitch. Up high, ball 2. Nowhere to put Hood. All of the bases occupied by Seahawks. Here's the pitch. Foul. So just like all of his teammates not going down without a fight, another foul ball. Here's the 2-2. Rizzo waits. Long hold, now fires home. Just outside, full count. The Seawolves dugout thought that was strike 3, but nonetheless, it's a full count. A walk brings in a run. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. The throw to the plate is out. No one covering first after that. And do they say that that was obstruction for the runner? They're going to call it a double play. So the Seawolves able to get out of the inning. Interference by Hood, who was trying to avoid the double play, saying that he blocked the throwing lane of Gell. And so the Seawolves, able to avoid disaster in the 9th, will come up with a chance to walk it off. And for the Seawolves, it'll be 3-4-5, the meat of the order. Mike Villani, Jack Scarry, and Nicholas Strombowski. The UNC Wilmington coaching staff still arguing because, as I said, there was no one covering first. So, despite the fact that Hood may have been blocking the throwing lane, running too far inside the line, there wasn't a throw that could have been made. And if I was the coaching staff, for UNCW, which obviously I'm not, I would be arguing about that. Nothing you can do about it now, however. Bottom of the 9th, 6-6. And it will still be Masonis. He's thrown 23 pitches. He's gotten 6 outs, looking to get 3 more. The Seawolves hoping there won't be 3 more outs in this game. Villani is 0 for 2 so far, but he did walk in his last plate appearance in the 7th inning, and he has also driven in a run. He had the go-ahead hit, or go-ahead plate appearance at least, with the sac fly in the 5th. So the tables have turned with both teams squandering chances. The Seawolves had a huge chance to score in the bottom of the 8th, were unable to convert due to the double play, and now a double play with a little help from runner interference has given the Seawolves a chance to walk it off. Villani leads off. The lefty batter takes it inside for strike 1. Villani has speed, but he pops it up. Foul. Will it stay in play? And it's drifting out of play onto the dugout. As the third baseman Lucas went down trying to track that ball. Didn't matter, was out of play anyway. Count is still 0-2. Villani trying to start a rally for the Seawolves. Tie game here in the 9th. Seawolves had already had some walk-off wins this season. We saw one last week against Siena. We saw one earlier with the Jackson home run, as that is lined to left field, and it is dive, and they say he caught it in left field. Will Terrell coming over to make a diving catch. The umpires say he did pick it up before it hit the ground, and that is out number 1. And it looks like the Seawolves will see a pinch hitter here. Jack Scary was due up, but it will be Johnny Pilla. So Pilla, the usual second baseman, didn't get the start today, but he'll have a chance to end the game, or at the very least, get on base. Here's the pitch. Outside strike, outside ball 1. Pilla hitting just 207 so far this year. He does have a home run, but not quite the offensive production you would have liked, as he takes that inside 2-0. Drumbowski, who's had the best day out of any Seawolf so far, is on deck. So for Pilla, you're really trying to get on base right now. Pilla also great speed, 11 stolen bases so far this year, as he takes that one on the outside edge for strike 1. Both teams have come up with some late inning scoring. Seawolves trying to get one more here in the 9th, as Pilla takes another strike. And from 2-0 to 2-2. Masonis trying to retire him. 2-2 pitch. Foul. Interestingly, the outfield shaded a little left against the lefty Pilla. maybe expecting him to shoot it towards the opposite field. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 outs. So now Drambowski, who's been on base 3 times, scored 2 runs. He has 2 hits and a stolen base. Coming up with 2 outs and nobody on. Looking to start a 2-out rally. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Seawolves in a 6-6 game right here against the Seahawks of UNCW. 1-0 count to Drambowski. 2-0. So Masonis, kind of the opposite of what we saw from John Rizzo. Masonis falling behind early, but he has been able to recover, get back in the at-bats, and get out. Whereas Rizzo is getting ahead early. As that is lined into right field, that is down. It will be at least a double. The legs are moving. Drambowski on his way to third, and he will be in there easily with a 2-out triple. So the Seawolves, just like that, their second triple of the game, have the winning run 90 feet away for Scott Gell.
Number 29, Scott Gell.
Gell walked and scored in the second and had a single in the 6th. He also had the go-ahead RBI with a sac fly in the 7th. Looking for the game-winning RBI, as now out to the mound for a mound visit. So a little strategy being discussed. First base is open. And so Gell, you don't have to give him anything over the heart of the plate. Matt Jackson is on deck. He's 0 for 3 and has struggled throughout the season, but is still very dangerous. So I don't know if it necessarily gets easier after Gell. Here is the situation now. 2 outs, tie game, runner on third. Gell, ball 1, up and away. And Drambowski, we saw it on that triple, great speed. So anything that skips away from the catcher Martinez could be a chance to score. And that is foul straight down. And I mentioned that walk-off win over Siena came via wild pitch. And the Seawolves, you don't care how you win it now. Here is the 1-1 pitch. Gell waiting. Drambowski at third. Gell, ground ball to third. Throw to first is perfect, and we are headed to extra innings.
It's time for free baseball here at Joe Nathan Field.
So 9 innings, not enough to decide this game. We will have at least one more. And back on the mound, John Rizzo in for his 3rd inning of work. Hasn't given up an earned run, but the 1 run that he surrendered was his fault. It was his error that brought in the run on a pickoff, but looking to put up a 2nd straight scoreless inning. Rizzo will have to contend with 8, 9, and 1. So Martinez, Evans, and Piniella. Looking for a quick top of the 10th to get the Seawolves back up with a chance for the W. 9 innings. UNCW, 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 10 left on base. And for Stony Brook, 6 runs, 8 hits, 9 left on base, and get this, 5 errors for the Seawolves so far through 9 innings. We've seen this be a struggle so far. The defense needs to tighten up here in the 10th. So the catcher making his first plate appearance for UNC Wilmington in this game is Josh Martinez, the redshirt freshman from Holly Springs, North Carolina. He leads it off against Rizzo. Rizzo has already thrown 50 pitches through 2 innings. His 51st is a strike. Martinez, 21 at bats so far this season, 6 hits, and he's driven in 5. He takes that one just outside, 1-1. The righty Martinez against the righty Rizzo. 1-1. Just out, 2-1. Martinez waiting. Rizzo's pitch. Just off the plate, 3-1. So Rizzo has already walked 4 batters in his 2 innings. That's part of the reason why the pitch count so high. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. So a leadoff base runner. Some of the Seawolves over in the dugout. Not so sure about some of those called balls, but and we will see a pinch runner at first. So Brady Thompson will be the pinch runner.
Second baseman, number 7.
Martinez not particularly fast, but Thompson, you have to watch out for the stolen base. That's why he's in this situation. And there's a bunt laid down, and a wise move by Carson at first to let it roll foul. Evans has already tried to bunt in 2 at-bats. One of them worked. He drove in the first run of the game with a bunt, but then tried to bunt in the second at-bat, ended up striking out, and now here in the 10th, trying to bunt over the go-ahead run. Showing bunt again. Curves it in for strike 1. Jones, just like much of the top of this order, very good at getting on base. He has a 937 OPS so far this season. He takes that one just out of the zone. Ball 1. Seawolves tied 6-6 in the top of the 10th. Runners on first and second with 1 out. The count 1-1 to Jones. Fouled back, 1-2. So Rizzo, double play situation or strikeout. But the go-ahead run is on second. And it's a speedy go-ahead runner in Evans. So any base hit, you think he's going to score. And that is grounded right to second. Out. And a double play. So exactly what John Rizzo could have wanted. He delivers. And 3 innings pitched out of the bullpen. Gets the Seawolves back up to bat in the bottom of the 10th. To Villani, to Carson. And for Stony Brook, lower third of the order, Matt Jackson, Aiden Coffey, James Schaefer. But those last 2 guys have already driven in runs. And any run they could possibly drive in would give the Seawolves the win. But for UNC Wilmington, still on the mound, Clay Masonis. He's already thrown 3 innings, so him and Rizzo. Long relief here. And Masonis has thrown only 38 pitches through 3 innings. And he has a chance to walk it off. Zamperone has walked, singled, and doubled. Even a fly ball gets the job done. Here's the first pitch. Ground ball foul. Seawolves knocking on the doorstep of a Game 1 win in this weekend series against UNCW. 6-6. Bases loaded with 1 out. Count is 0-1. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 1. Masonis was able to get the strikeout of Carson. He needs something similar here for Zamperone. Chopped foul, so 1-2. And now, if you're Nick Zamperone, you just have to bear down, put in play, keep it going. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right, foul. So still 1-2. Waiting for the pitch. He's able to. Zamperone hoping it won't need to get there. Chance to win the game right here. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air, and that is a base hit, and Stony Brook will win it. A walk-off base hit for Nick Zamperone.